The air crackled with static, a coded message intercepted from the ether. It spoke of a clandestine deal, $1 million changing hands in the shadows, the recipient Gamal Abdel Nasser, president of a newly assertive Egypt, the sender Miles Copeland, a shadowy figure in the labyrinth of American intelligence. This was no ordinary transaction. It was a bribe, an attempt to sway the balance of power in the volatile Middle East. Nasser, however, had other plans. He would not be bought. Instead, he would use the money to build a monument, a symbol of defiance, a beacon to the Arab world. This is the story of that monument, the Cairo Tower. The Cairo Tower, with its soaring height and distinctive latticework design, has become an iconic landmark. Yet its origins are shrouded in mystery. Whispers of espionage, whispers of intrigue. The alleged bribe, if true, offers a glimpse into the murky world of Cold War politics, a world where superpowers vied for influence, often resorting to clandestine means. But the story of the Cairo Tower is more than just a tale of espionage. It is a testament to the vision of a nation determined to forge its own path on the world stage. In the aftermath of the Second World War, the world was a different place. The old order was crumbling and new powers were emerging. Egypt, under the leadership of Gamal Abdel Nasser, was determined to shake off the shackles of colonialism and assert its independence. But navigating this new world order required more than just political will. It required information, intelligence, and a deep understanding of the forces at play. It was against this backdrop that the Egyptian General Intelligence Service, GIS, was born. In 1953, Nasser entrusted Zakaria Mohiuddin, a trusted confidant, with the task of forming the GIS. Mohiuddin, a seasoned military officer, understood the importance of intelligence in this new era. He handpicked a small team of 10 officers from the Political Investigations Department, forming the nucleus of what would become a formidable intelligence agency. The nascent GIS was formally established by law in 1954. It was a time of great upheaval in the region. Liberation movements were gaining momentum, challenging the established colonial powers. Egypt, under Nasser's leadership, became a vocal supporter of these movements, much to the chagrin of the West. The United States, wary of Egypt's growing influence in the region, sought to rein in Nasser's ambitions. They saw him as a threat to their interests in the Middle East. They attempted to court him with promises of aid and cooperation, hoping to keep him firmly within their sphere of influence. In the midst of these geopolitical machinations, Hassan El-Tohamy, a rising star in the Egyptian intelligence community, received an unexpected invitation. He was to travel to the United States, ostensibly on a mission to improve relations between the two countries. El-Tohamy's visit was a carefully orchestrated dance of diplomacy and deception. On the surface, it was an opportunity for dialogue, a chance to bridge the growing divide between Egypt and the West. But beneath the veneer of cordiality lay a deeper agenda. The Americans, through their intelligence apparatus, were desperate to understand Nasser's motivations, to predict his next move. They wanted to gauge his willingness to toe the line, to bend to their will. El-Tohamy, acutely aware of the true purpose of his visit, played his part to perfection. He listened intently to their overtures, carefully measuring their words and intentions. Miles Copeland, the CIA's cunning and ambitious station chief in Cairo, arranged a clandestine meeting with El-Tohamy. The rendezvous point, the Semiramis Hotel, a discreet location away from prying eyes. It was a high-stakes game of cat and mouse, played out against the backdrop of Cold War tensions. Copeland, a master of clandestine operations, laid his cards on the table. He offered El-Tohamy a deal, a way to secure American favor and, more importantly, American dollars. $1 million. A king's ransom in those days. All Egypt had to do was distance itself from the burgeoning liberation movements in the region, cease its support for those fighting for independence, align itself more closely with the West. El-Tohamy listened, his expression unreadable. He knew that accepting this bribe would be tantamount to treason, but he also understood the precarious position Egypt was in. A young nation struggling to find its feet in a world increasingly polarized by superpower rivalry. El-Tohamy left the meeting with the weight of a nation on his shoulders. He carried with him a secret that could make or break Egypt. Section 5. Concrete and Conspiracy. El-Tohamy returned to Cairo, his mind racing. He relayed the details of his encounter with Copeland to Nasser and Mohiuddin. The news of the bribe sparked outrage. It was an insult to their dignity, an affront to their sovereignty. Nasser, a man who had built his reputation on challenging Western imperialism, was incensed. He would not be bought, not by $1 million, not by $1 billion. But what to do with the money? It was Mohiuddin who proposed a radical idea. Let's build a tower, he suggested. A tower so tall it will dwarf the pyramids themselves. The idea was audacious, even preposterous. But it appealed to Nasser's sense of grandeur, his vision of a resurgent Egypt. The tower would be a symbol of defiance, a monument to their refusal to be pawns in the Cold War game. And so, in a secret meeting, a plan was hatched. The bribe money intended to corrupt would instead be used to build. The Cairo Tower would rise not from greed or treachery, but from the ashes of a bribe refused. Section 6. The shadow of the pyramids. The construction of the Cairo Tower began in 1956. It was a time of immense political turmoil. The Suez Crisis erupted, plunging the region into chaos. British, French and Israeli forces invaded Egypt, seeking to regain control of the Suez Canal. The project was temporarily halted, overshadowed by the spectre of war. But even as bombs rained down on Cairo, the dream of the tower endured. Nasser, unbowed by the aggression of the West, vowed to rebuild and emerge stronger. When the dust settled and the invaders were repelled, the construction of the tower resumed with renewed vigor. It was a symbol of Egyptian resilience, a beacon of hope amidst the ruins. The tower's design, a striking blend of ancient Islamic architecture and modern engineering, was entrusted to Naum Shabib. Shabib, a renowned Egyptian architect, poured his heart and soul into the project. He understood the weight of expectation, the symbolic importance of the tower. It had to be more than just a building. It had to be an embodiment of Egypt's aspirations. Section 7. The Rocket Man. While the Cairo Tower was being erected as a symbol of defiance, another strand of this story was unfolding in the world of espionage and technology. Abdel Helmy, a brilliant Egyptian scientist specializing in rocket propulsion, was about to become a key player in Egypt's intelligence efforts. Helmy's journey began in the Soviet Union, where he honed his skills in the intricacies of rocket science. He later moved to Canada, further expanding his knowledge and expertise. Egypt, recognizing Helmy's talent and potential, sought to bring him back into the fold. The country had embarked on an ambitious project to develop its ballistic missile capabilities, a move driven by the ever-present threat from Israel. Helmy, with his deep understanding of rocketry, was seen as a valuable asset in this endeavor. He returned to Egypt, driven by a sense of patriotism and a desire to contribute to his nation's security. Little did he know that his expertise would soon propel him into the shadowy world of espionage. Section 8. Espionage and Innovation. The 1980s saw Egypt embroiled in Project Badr 2000, a top-secret initiative to develop intermediate-range ballistic missiles. The project, a joint venture with Argentina and Iraq, aimed to bolster Egypt's deterrent capabilities against potential adversaries. Helmy, now a key figure in Egypt's missile program, was tasked with penetrating the veil of secrecy surrounding American missile technology. He embarked on a daring mission, infiltrating the U.S. Department of Defense under the guise of a researcher. Helmy's access to sensitive information within the U.S. defense establishment proved invaluable. He relayed crucial data back to Egyptian intelligence, including details of the Patriot missile guidance system. This intelligence coup provided Egypt with critical insights into American missile defense capabilities, aiding their efforts to develop countermeasures. But Helmy's espionage activities went beyond simply gathering intelligence. He played a pivotal role in recruiting two American scientists, James Hoffman and Keith Smith, to assist with Project Badr 2000. Their expertise proved instrumental in advancing Egypt's missile program, much to the consternation of the United States. Section 9. Legacy of the Tower. The Cairo Tower stands tall today, a testament to Egyptian ingenuity and resilience. Its origins, shrouded in Cold War intrigue, serve as a reminder of the clandestine battles that shaped the region. The alleged bribe, whether fact or fiction, has become an integral part of the tower's mystique. The Cairo Tower is more than just a landmark. It is a symbol of Egypt's refusal to bow to pressure, its determination to chart its own course. It is a monument to the vision of Gamal Abdel Nasser, a leader who dared to dream of a stronger, more independent Egypt. The legacy of Abdelkader Helmi is more complex. His actions, driven by patriotism, highlight the ethical dilemmas faced by scientists operating within the shadowy world of espionage. The Cairo Tower stands as a silent witness to these tumultuous times. It is a beacon, visible for miles around, a constant reminder of the past, a past where superpowers clashed and a nation rose from the ashes of colonialism. The tower's story is a tapestry woven from threads of espionage, ambition, betrayal, and ultimately, hope. It is a story that continues to fascinate and intrigue long after the Cold War has ended.